A while back, I was trying to think of another forum besides Facebook that we could use to share, because many people don't want to do Facebook. And I had heard about iNaturalist, which is an online platform that you're going to be learning about, from Kurt Steinbach, who was in one of our Tidelands, the Termaline program that I was teaching, and he turned me on to it. And I thought, wow, this is quite an amazing resource. And I've been dabbling in it ever since with his assistance, but I found it's a little bit complicated. And so Court offered earlier in the program, he's been managing the Facebook group for us, and I want to shout him out for that contribution. And he said he'd be happy to teach us how to use it in this forum. And so we were trying to figure out how we could make that happen. And we're like, perfect. We don't want you to leave the nest of nature in your neighborhood without tools to have a community with which to explore nature in. So we are basically giving you iNaturalist as that tool, and hopefully we can all meet there, because we've created a project called Nature in Your Neighborhood, and we're going to learn all about that in this recording. We decided to do it as a video. We just did it this last week, so it's close to being live. I am going to introduce Kurt, and then we'll launch the video from there. Kurt Steinbach was raised by parents who instilled in him a curiosity and love for the natural world. He has had a long interest in citizen science as a way of exploring and expressing that curiosity. In the early 90s, besides participating in Audubon bird counts, he taught and led underwater fish surveys for a citizen science project called the Reef Environmental Education Foundation. Kurt was introduced to iNaturalist in 2017, and his life has not been the same ever since. The tools and resources offered by iNaturalist were the perfect match to his decades of personal wildlife studies. iNaturalist is a powerful tool, but it can be complicated to use. We are extremely grateful that Kurt is willing to share his knowledge and experience with us to guide us in our first steps in using iNaturalist in this video.
Welcome to the solstice. It's June 21st, and it's a low tide here at Fort Flagler. And we're at the Lagoon Beach, and we're looking for something that we might want to load onto iNaturalist, a citizen science project for recording observations of any species, anything living all over the world. And we like to contribute to the database. So today we're going to look for something that'd be interesting to load, and we're in a eelgrass bed. And all right, we found something here in the intertidal. It's kind of curious looking. Doesn't look like a plant. Doesn't look like an animal. In fact, it looks like a piece of man-made material, maybe from an automobile or something. A rubber boot, a bit of plastic. So we're going to document this with our cell phone camera, and we'll take that image that we capture and take it back to our home computer. We could do it on the phone, but we're going to do it on our computer for this demonstration. And we'll log into iNaturalist and post an observation there using our photographs. And then let the Identitron, which is iNaturalist's image recognition software, which is very sophisticated, and I bet it's going to be able to tell us exactly what this is. So we'll take some pictures now. I'm going to put it back in the water for our first photograph to show what kind of habitat it's in. Not a reflection. I'll try another angle. what you want to do when you photograph something is try to get different aspects of it and a sense of scale. So I'm going to use my hand, actually, is going to be my scale reference. Take a couple more pictures, show both sides, and that should do it. We'll take those pictures now, we'll go home, and you see us again, we'll be inside on the computer. Okay, welcome back. We're back at the house now, and we've transferred all the photos from our phones onto the computer. And now we're going to log into our personal account on iNaturalist and enter our photographs into observation. And so the rest of this will be filmed via a screenshot using the Zoom meeting to share this with you. But before we do that, I wanted to point out a couple things about iNaturalist that I just learned this morning. There are 2.8 million people now using iNaturalist to record observations. And there have been 41 million observations to date, over 41 million. And that translates into 283,000 species recorded. I just think that's kind of interesting. Welcome. We're going to continue the process of entering a observation into iNaturalist using their website portal. We've taken photographs on the beach and we've brought them home and processed them on our computer. And the next thing is to get on iNaturalist. And I'm showing you the sign-in page, which if you're not already on iNaturalist, you need to sign up. And you would do that. If you can see, my cursor is on sign up, and you would do that. Since I am already on iNaturalist, I'm just going to log in, which I click in the upper right-hand corner. The computer recognizes me. It's already entered my name and password for me. And I click on login, which is the green oblong there. This takes me to something called the dashboard, on which is a lot of communication with other people that have seen my observations and made comments about them. This one, if you're seeing it right here, is an observation I made on the common garter snake, and I have somebody from Massachusetts who's an expert in herpetology. We're talking about scale counts on the upper lip of the snake, but that's for later. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to, let's see, I have to roll this down. We're going to go to upload. If you see to the right-hand, upper right-hand corner, you click on upload. And with that, we have this screen which invites me to choose files. I'm going to click on choose files right there in the middle. And I am going to start my observation by selecting the photographs that I want to illustrate the observation that I made on the beach. And this first photograph, I want to be one that is rather general and kind of eye-catching. So I'm going to click that one, open it by clicking on open at the bottom of that screen, that window, and up comes our observation. I want to add some more photographs, so I will click on add over to the left there, upper left, and then click on photos or sounds. In this case, of course, it's going to be photos. And I'm going to select a number of other photographs. That one, if you can see that one, and I think one more, this one. I'll open that. And there we have all the photographs up. Now, iNaturalist recognizes all these photographs as separate observations. So we need to collect them into one observation. So I go to the middle of the header there, select all. And then to the left of that, I click on combine. Now it's all those photographs are in a single observation. The next thing I do, which is the magic part, I'm going to let the Identitron, the software recognition program that iNaturalist uses, to tell me what this is. And this is an amazing piece of software that is constantly improving itself. With every observation that's submitted to iNaturalist, it gets smarter. So it is up so we're in the area of maybe 97%, I think, accuracy in recognizing things. So we're going to click on that and let's see what iNaturalist thinks this is. Well, it's given me the genus and it's very sure about that. And then it's saying it has a number of suggestions of what this might be. And it is saying it thinks it's the Lewis's moon snail. Well, it doesn't look like a moon snail to me. It doesn't look like a snail at all. It looks like a piece of old tire or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check things out. I am going to open another tab for your purposes, and we'll go to that tab. And there's a description of the Lewis's moon snail with a bunch of photographs of it. And lo and behold, we're going to click on more. And we see that other people have observed the same thing we did, and it's been attributed to the Lewis's moon snail. And in fact, this is an egg case. This is an egg mass of the Lewis moon snail, and that's all we need to know. We're happy with that, so we can go back to our observation, say, yeah, we agree. So we're going to click on Lewis's moon snail, enter that into the field where it says species. Now, the rest of these fields are filled in by my cell phone because it's a smartphone and it has geotagging and puts the date. Some people may have that switched off, or it may not have it at all on their device. So you can fill in the second field where it says the date and the time. You can fill that in manually. And then for location, I'm going to click on that and show you. It's showing us offshore of Fort Flagler, which is where we took our observation. It's showing us in the water because actually it was a -3 tide, spring tide for solstice. And all I need to do is, if I don't agree with that, or if it hasn't been geotagged my device, I can click on that. And if you see there's a circle there offshore of Fort Flagler, I can put it anywhere. I can put it in the middle of Fort Flagler, which of course you wouldn't see a moon snail there. Or I can go up to the field where it says search for location, and I can type in Port Townsend or wherever else. I could type in Fort Flagler, and then it'll take us to the map, and then you can do the geolocation just by moving your cursor and clicking on it. Okay, so we're done with that. I'm going to cancel that. We don't need to do it. And next field to fill in is notes. You might want to put in here, oh, there's some eelgrass in the picture, so that people aren't thinking that's what your observation is. But you're observing this egg mass rather than the eelgrass. You might put in scale if you're doing an insect. That's kind of important to show the scale. Any notes that would help an observer or somebody that's seeing your observation know what you're doing there. So with that, we're actually almost done. We can add it to a project. And in this case, we're going to add it to the Jefferson Land Trust Nature in Your Neighborhood project, so we can share it with everybody else. I mean, that's the whole idea, isn't it? That being done, we're done with this observation. We can go ahead up to the upper right-hand corner, click on Submit, and we will go to, I'm sorry, I'm going to leave that page. to see how it looks when it's entered. There it is. And would you believe it? It's already reached research grade. I'm going to click on that and see what this observation now looks like. As you can see, our photograph's there, and somebody's already left some notes or comments about it for me. And it being, where you see this green flag up here in the center, upper center, that means that this observation has reached research grade and is available on a database that researchers around the globe can access and use the data from. So with that, we're done with the observation. I'm done with my demonstration. I'm going to turn this back over to Rebecca.
Hey guys, so I am new to iNaturalist, like some of you may be, and I just went through the process of creating an account, and it's pretty easy. You just need to add in a few credentials and sign up, make sure you're not a robot. But because I've already done this, I'm going to switch over to the I have an account page and log in. And then what I would like to show you is our newly minted Nature in Your Neighborhood project. So right now I am not a part of any projects. And so if I go up to this top bar, the gray bar in the iNaturalist menu here and go to projects, it takes me to the wide world of iNaturalist projects. And I can type in this search bar, Nature in Your Neighborhood, already filled out for me. And it turns out we are not the first people to have come up with this name. So we have added Jefferson Land Trust Nature in Your Neighborhood as a project here. So I'm going to click on that. And then this takes you to the overview of the project page. And right now, Kurt is the only person in the project. So he has just started it for us. And it looks like there's one observation, that moon snail that we just entered in. And it's a little bit easy to miss, but to join this project, to be a part of this project, in the upper right-hand corner here above our roadie photo, in blue text, it says join this project. So I'm going to click on that, and I can choose some of the different options for updates and some things about my private data. I would like to add my observations to the project itself, so my coordinates can be added to the project. You can decide how you'd like to answer that question yourself. Same thing with receiving updates. I definitely want to know when you are all adding things to the project, so I'm going to keep that box checked. And I'll click yes, I want to join. And lo and behold, I am now in the project. It says, welcome to Jefferson Land Trust Nature in Your Neighborhood.